Hey there everybody, DestroyerX here and welcome to part 14 of Let's Play Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. We are now done with Moleville. We'll come back to Moleville a little bit later though, but we're done for it for right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Booster Pass. Why are we heading over there? Well, we gotta go find Princess Toadstool, because she's being held by somebody named Booster. But before we make our way over there, we are going to jump up and get a flower. Woohoo! Yay! Now we're going to encounter some new enemy types. The first enemy that we're going to encounter is called a Spikester. Only has 50 hit points, special defense is jump, and its weak point is ice. But it's weak, so who cares? The other enemy that we're going to be encountering in this area is a Artichoker, which the Artichoker has 200 hit points and has a special defense against thunder, which means Mallow's thunder-based attacks are useless. However, it does have a weak point against jump attacks and fire attacks, which is what I'm using right now. Oh yes, 182 points. Oh my! Except it's able to use recover, so yay. But yeah, it's not. But 200 hit points, and I was able to take off 182 using. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Static E. But yeah, so far so good. And then use Super Flame one more time. And with that, that should be the end of Artichoker. See how quickly it went down? And there's Spikester still trying to use the Fungus Spike. It would have turned me into a mushroom had I not been wearing the True Form pin, but I'm still wearing it, so there you go. So it wasn't too bad. I wonder what else we're gonna encounter. The freaky carrot monster thing. That freaky carrot-looking thing, that's actually called Caroboscis, and it has 90 hit points. And its weak point is jump attacks, which is what I'm doing right now with the super jump, and it also has a weakness against fire. But yeah, that didn't take too long. So far, so good. Now, of course, there's still one more enemy that we can encounter in this area. One more new enemy, I should say. Which, we'll get to that new enemy here in just a minute. For right now, I'm just going to skip through a few of these battles. There we go. So, looks like we can actually, with the way the terrain is laid out, we can actually reach that Lakitu up there. I wonder if we can battle the Lakitu. As a matter of fact, we can! Lakitu has 124 hit points, and it has a special defense against thunder. So Mallow's electricity-based powers will not work. And as you can probably expect, Lakitu is going to be attacking us with electricity-based attacks. Oh my, I need to make sure that Gino doesn't die. Alrighty, finger shot. So far, so good. Would have been nice if I would have got a HP max for Gino, but oh well. Can't control it. Besides, Lakitu it's not like Lakitu is all that hard anyway. See? There you go. Well, let's see. I think I've shown off everything around here, except for... Why am I going over here? Oh my goodness, it's a hidden Artichoker! That's right, some enemies can actually blend in with the surroundings, kind of like that Pandorite that we encountered in the Kira's sewers. Same scenario. Now, if you go over here, you're going to see a big old flower. But in addition to that, if we go over here and we just hit a switch, a hidden switch somewhere, I always have a little bit of trouble finding the right spot for the switch. There we go. Now we don't have to defeat those enemies. And those become solid. Those holes become solid platforms, and everything's just gravy. Now there is one more thing that I'm going to be doing over here, except I have a little bit of trouble finding it at first. But then I just have to remember, I have a strategy guide. I can look at the strategy guide to find what I'm looking for. So eventually I do that here in just a few seconds. And what do we find here? Rock candy! Yes! Now, I would recommend that, of course, that you keep the rock candy until later on in the game, because you can't buy rock candy, and it's a very, very powerful item. And I'll actually talk more about rock candy a little bit later on in the game when I actually use it. Same thing with that red essence, but I'm pretty sure I've already talked about red essence, but if I didn't, red essence is, if you use it, you won't be attacked for 3 turns. So yeah, I would recommend keeping that for later on in the game as well, which is why I haven't used it yet. But now we're going to head over to Booster Tower, and what is Bowser doing there? Bowser is admiring Booster Tower, and he is missing his... Well, he's missing his castle. He's missing the good old days of him capturing Peach and Mario coming to the rescue. He's just weeping and weeping and weeping. Oh my. Well, he's had to deal with a Smithy gang, and he's not used to having to be attacked by another, more powerful enemy, so... Oh well, that's just basically what he's, you know... Yeah. And Bowser's acting all nice because he's very much reached his lowest point at the moment. And he needs more confidence in his voice. What are you doing here? Oh my goodness. I'm not going to try and imitate that. But anyway, speaking of Princess Toadstool, Princess Toadstool's actually at the top of the tower. And she actually manages to hear Mario all the way from the top of the tower. She has some pretty good ears. So we finally managed to find Princess Toadstool. So basically all we have to do now is just rescue her from Booster Tower, and that's it. Sounds simple enough, doesn't it? And Bowser is suddenly come over with shock, knowing that Princess Toadstool has been on Booster Tower the entire time. So at least we know where she... Well, of course we found out where she got flung to back in part 13, so... And Bowser's just going to take his leave and try and go back to his castle. Or is he? Meanwhile, we can't get into Booster Tower. Of course we're still here, because we have a princess to save. I get it now. Out of my way, shorty. And with that, Bowser breaks down the door. Yeah, Bowser is pretty powerful. Looks, I don't think so, but he is powerful. Great to have a long... Well, yeah, that would be true. May regret later. What are you gonna do? He's letting us join the Koopa Troop. Interesting. And now we have Bowser in our party. Yay! Dance and peace! So now we have 4 members of our party. So what's going to happen is Toad is going to give us a demonstration of how to switch characters. Obviously, we have 4 characters, and we can only have 3 in our party at one time, and whenever we're fighting and whatnot. So there's going to be a section that says switch, and what we'll do is we'll access the switch menu, and there's, of course, it shows the 3 people that are going to be fighting, and it shows the 1 person resting, which is Bowser. So what we're going to do, what will happen is, through this demonstration, Mallow is going to be switched with Bowser, and we're going to switch him back, and that's all there is to it. Mario must always fight though, because he is the main character. So what's going to happen now is that I'm going to go ahead and switch out Geno with Bowser. And Bowser is typically the person I like to keep in my party at all times, because of the fact that his attacks are more powerful than Geno's. And now we're going to be encountering Sniffit 1. Now the Sniffits, they actually have 200 hit points, and they have no weakness, nor do they have any kind of special defense. So there we go. Actually, no, I am wrong. But they have a weakness against ice attacks, but we don't have any, so we're going to disregard that. Now I'm going to leave in all of the Sniffit battles because we're going to encounter Sniffit 1, Sniffit 2, and Sniffit 3. They all attack the same way, but I'm going to go ahead and leave those in because I just feel like it. But yeah, Sniffits are pretty powerful. 200 hit points though, but they're not exactly... They're powerful, but it's not like they're going to be hard. Now we're going to encounter these things over here. These are called Spookums. They look like Sniffits, and typically they're recolored sprites of Sniffits. But in addition to Spookum, we're also going to see Jester. Spookum has 98 hit points, and its weak point is against ice attacks. That Jester right there, it has 151 hit points, and it has a defense against thunder and ice attacks, and it actually has a weak point against fire attacks. So yeah, that's pretty spiffy. Of course, they're still pretty weak, so yay. So far, so good. And there's me using my fire attack. Yay! So isn't that spiffy? So silence. Oh, rats. Oh well. That just means I can't use my special attacks for Mario at the moment, but it's okay. I mean, this battle's almost over. It's not hard at all. Now, one of the things I really love about this game is that there are many comedy moments, and we're about ready to see a comedy moment here in just a second. With that Spookum being the last man standing, he's going to be cowering in fear of us, but you know what? We're still going to battle him anyway. But you won't get to see it, because I've already shown off Spookum and Jester. And of course, up there, well, there's a weird seesaw thing. I wonder what this is for. I don't know. We'll come back to it later. And up here, we're going to actually see an art gallery of all of the boosters. Booster the 1st through Booster the 6th. And there's a Spookum that is admiring the art gallery. Isn't that lovely? We're going to battle him, but we're actually going to encounter a new enemy. This enemy is called Orb User. Orb User is actually a healer, and Orb User has a special defense against fire, thunder, and ice attacks. However, Orb User is weak. It only has 8 hit points. So, there you go. Yeah, I know, it's not exactly like it's a very hard matter to defeat an Orb User, but you know, just thought I'd tell you how many hit points Orb User has anyway. So with that, we are done. We get more experience points and everything, so we are so lucky. And right over here, what we're going to see is, we're going to see a frog coin in that hidden treasure box. Yay! And, why are we hearing a train? I wonder what's going on. That's Booster. That's a pretty cool train. I'm Booster, and this is my famous Tower of Amusement. Normally I welcome visitors to play with me and my Sniffits. However, a girl fell out of the sky and into my lap recently. Since then, I've been busy keeping her entertained, blah 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 blah. Entertain yourself at your own risk. And what we're going to do is we're going to chase after Booster now, because we have to save Peach. Of course, Sniffit 2 is going to prevent us from actually catching up with Booster. Sniffit 2 behaves exact same way as Sniffit 1. 200 hit points, and his weak point is against ice attacks. But, as I mentioned, 200 hit points is not exactly a whole lot. Besides, we have Bowser on our team, and he's a powerhouse of the team. Of course, he'd be more of a powerhouse if if they're leveled evenly at the moment, but they're not. But it's okay. I've been over-leveled. It's not like it's going to be hard to, getting all the characters leveled up accordingly. So, besides, there is actually an item that we can get later on that will actually help even out their levels. But we'll encounter that later in the game anyway. But what we're going to do is go over here, and we found a flower tab. Yay! Isn't that nice? Now we're going to get rid of another able juice, so we can keep the flower tab. So far, so good. Oh, the music is rocking. Oh, yes. Now we're going to encounter another new enemy type. This one is a Raw Bomb. Raw Bomb, it has 43 hit points and has a weak point against jump and fire attacks. So, yeah, basically it's just a bomb with their sprites recolored slightly. That's basically it. Not too shabby. And of course, since we already pretty much know what they look like, we're going to skip over some of the battles now. Yay! Let's see, keep on skipping. We're gonna skip this. And this one won't skip. Actually, yeah, we do. Never mind. But we're actually going to get to a point where we're going to encounter another enemy here in just a second. Yay! But first, what we're going to do is jump from the top of the tower. The bomb propels us upward with that seesaw, and we get a masher. Oh yes! The masher, it increases our attack power by 50, and Mario is the only one that's able to use a masher. So I'm going to equip the masher right away, and I'm going to sell the punch glove at a later time. Now, Bowser doesn't have any kind of armor, so we're going to have to give him something. But I didn't do it there. I should have. But I did not, because sometimes I suck. But it is okay. We're just going to make our way back up the tower to get back to where we were before we fell. Before I jumped off, I didn't fall. But it shouldn't take us too long. I'm just going to bypass some of these enemy battles here. So far, so good. There we go. I know this is like going by so fast. I make it look so easy with the power of editing and whatnot. But yeah, here in just a second we're going to be encountering another enemy type, which you may like it, you may not. I don't know. This, of course, that the person in the center, that is Remocon. Remocon, it has 88 hit points, it has a special defense against thunder and ice attacks, but it has a weakness against fire attacks. So, but 88 hit points, it's not like it's going to be all that powerful anyway. And the raw bombs, they didn't really do a lot of damage, but we're done. Yay! And Bowser manages to level up to level 9! Yes! So what am I going to do for Bowser? I'm going to pick the power bonus. Yay! And through the power of editing, we're going to skip quite a few more things. Yay! And we hit that switch right there, and we a loud noise, check out Booster Pass. And I will do that later on, not right now. But if we step behind the man behind the curtain here, we will see Oh my goodness, an 8-bit Mario sprite! Yes! This is epic. And with the Super Mario Bros. Theme, oh, it takes me back to the grand old days of yore. Did it? I love this. When I first saw this, I was ecstatic because I was like, oh my goodness, what an Easter egg! Of course, I know what Easter eggs are now. Back then, I didn't know. Well, Easter egg as in surprises. But with that, we turn back into normal 3-bit. We turn back into pre-rendered 3D Mario and continue with the game. But that was a nice throwback, though. So we're just gonna keep on jumping up these ledges, bypassing these enemy battles because I can. And bullet bills. Oh my. I wonder what's shooting off those bullet bills. I don't know. We're about ready to find out here in a second, though. If I can get up there. Oh no, I got hit by a bullet bill. Alrighty, so we encounter a new enemy type. And this enemy type is the Blaster. Blaster has 120 hit points and it has a weak point against thunder. So yay! Not too shabby if I do say so myself. Of course, after we get done battling the Blaster, then the Spookum is all open for attack. So yay, we're almost done. Have to say that is pretty awesome though. So yes, yay, we defeated the Blaster, and Mario levels up to level 11. So that is pretty groovy. So what do I choose for Mario? I'm gonna choose the magic bonus to increase his magical attack and magical defense. And there's Sniffit 3, and we're going to be fighting Sniffit 3. Sniffit 3 is, well, same thing as the other Sniffits. Yeah, 200 hit points, has a weak point against ice attacks. So there you go. I know I make it sound so complicated, but it's not really all that complicated. 128, that is not bad. And Gino levels up to level 10. So what do I choose for Gino? I better choose a hit point bonus. Yes, I do. And with that, we're pretty good so far. Keep skipping through some of these other battles, and yay! We are so groovy, it is unbelievable. And Mallow reaches level 11. So what do I choose for Mallow? I bet I'll choose the hit point bonus. Yes, I do. But yeah, part 14 is just about ready to wrap up here in the next few seconds. So what will happen is we'll continue with Booster Tower in part 15, where we will try and rescue Princess Peach and go back after the star pieces. So until next time, everybody, take care and ciao for now. Bye.